Hey guys, Michael J. Solar here, and welcome to another episode of Stuck in a Truck. It is 7/22/2020, and it is 8:30 in the morning. So we are showing you the consistency that we have every Wednesday at 8:30 in the morning. So then when I talk to you guys about being consistent, you can see there's a consistent measure in what I do. Listen, this is not one of those things where I want to say, oh, this is how you do it, everything. But it's more importantly to understand that if you want to accomplish a lot of things, you have to show your consistency, building those habits to make it go into the norm. Okay. Once you start finding yourself getting more and more normal to new activities, you'll see how more and more stuff you can get done. It's a really simple process of compounding these things together. So with that being said, today's episode, I want to talk about a few things that have been popping up in the news and all this other kind of stuff. And no, I'm not going to get into the whole fear-mongering and all my opinionated stuff, but how we can improve on what's going on. So I find myself in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee today, and I got to meet a lot of people down here, some from all over the country, including, obviously, the people from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and Gatlinburg. So what is today really going to be talking about? Well, it's going to be talking about how you can see the COVID-19 numbers are spiking, which means the government is going to be probably shutting us down again, starting a new quarantine or some sort of rules. They're going to be coming in. And we've already been dealing with the original shutdown and how that had a major impact on our lives, our successes, our goals, our processes for success, and everything that we wanted to accomplish. So I want to just throw a couple of things out at you, one of which is, what is there a new skill set we can start learning this week that is going to help us through what's coming? I mean, literally, they are telling us, they're warning us that they're planning to shut us down again. They're looking to quarantine against. They're looking to set more rules to help control COVID-19 and quarantine the COVID-19 disease. So, which is good, right? Like we don't want the COVID-19 to spread, so I understand that. But my point of it is that they're telling you the numbers are spiking. Let's look at the obvious. So my question to you guys is, what new skill set do you think you could start to learn now that's going to help you deal with that possibility of a quarantine, the possibility of more changes, more rules, that way you could stay on the road of success? So what is the new skill that you need to start learning, and why? So I'd love for you to put those in comments below. So that way we can start creating more of an interaction here and keep on process. I want to see everybody achieve their goals and become the successes that they saw themselves. Because remember, getting your goals is not necessarily just working towards the one final picture, but it's developing the process and enjoying that process and getting there. Because when you get to your ultimate goal, you won't have anything else, and you won't have anything to look back on. So remember, the process is just as important as the goal itself. And that's what we're bringing up today is, what skill set do you think you can add into your life that's going to build you through the possibilities of another quarantine, another shutdown, any of those things, that's going to keep you on your process to achieve your goal of success? And that's what we want to achieve today. That's what we want to work on in today's episode. So what is that new skill set? Throw it in below. Let's discuss it. Let's bring it up. Let's bring it onto these things. The next one is, how can you get more done in a week? This question gets asked to me all the time. How am I able to achieve or do all of the things that I'm doing? Traveling, running multiple companies, developing new systems, and so on and so forth. Well, it's very, very simple. One, people process equals profit. So one, you have to believe in your people and you have to give to your people. So we talk about being a leader, and that's the truth, is that I was blessed to have a great team that I can trust, that I can work with. They give me ideas, and we all symbiotically work together. And if you're a leader in your occupation, if you're a supervisor, a manager, or if that's something you want to go to, if you're an entrepreneur, the most important thing I can tell you is believe in your people. The people will help develop the process, and the process will get you your success that you're looking for. So you need to focus more on building your people. By building your people and giving them the education, the mental reinforcement that they need, and and reinforcing that you believe in them, they're going to help develop the process that you need to free up your time to take on more tasks, more abilities, anything you want to do. They're going to help you do that. They're also going to help streamline your business, streamline your work. They're going to take less stress. They're going to take the stress off of you, which means people, process equals your success. So this is very important things that you guys have to look at, because we are literally driven from I would say the age of like 5 or 6 years old to to literally essentially feel like people are going to sabotage you, right? So we go from asking questions as toddlers. So I'm down here as a family vacation, and I got to see my nephews and my family members, and it's a really awesome experience to have a giant family reunion vacation. But more importantly, you start to see different things. Like, for example, people stop asking the question of why when they're young. You know, when you're around little kids and they come up to you, why is this? Why is that? Why is this? Why is that? They're seeking information. They can't, they want more and more and more and more. They cannot take enough. So they're constantly looking, they're constantly exploring, they're trying to figure out stuff. And then what happens is we get into the education system, and the education system starts telling us the questions and having us find the answers instead of the other way around. So instead of seeking information, we start being told information and how to answer those questions. Now we're adults. We are on the process of success. We have jobs, and we've been brainwashed to believe that it's do what I tell you to, and that's it. That's got to stop. And the reason why is that the people around you are very intelligent, and what makes most successes occur is the ability to allow people's ideas, creativity, and artistic views to come out. So let them come out. If you're a supervisor, a boss, ask your people. Trust me when I tell you this, you're not doing their job. So if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a manager, if you're a supervisor in your company, believe me when I tell you this, you are not doing the job of the people you are supervising. So stop telling them how it's supposed to be. Also, your war stories of how when you used to do it was different. It changed. Life changes every day. Business changes every day. If it doesn't, it will fail. Which means start asking them questions on how you can do better at your job. Because the more they feel that you're on their team and that you want to support them, they will take the stress off of you for your successes to continue to move up the ladder, as well as they moving up the ladder. So give them the skill set they need to be successful in their positions, and show them how to take your job. So that way, when you move up the next step, you have somebody that's there that's going to be just as good as you, if not better. So stop worrying about people taking your job and start training them to take the job, because that's how it moves on. We have to give the younger generation the education, as we are constantly looking forward to the next step. We need to be figuring out the next problem, not trying to hold on to what it used to be. The used to is over. It's done. Let's go into the right way. Let's go into the moving forward. Let's go into problem solving. Schools this year, some states are closing down and saying nothing but internet. Some schools are saying that they might take half and half. Some schools are saying, no, we're going to open up with masks and quarantines. Listen, this is the easiest thing to think about. Number one, school starting in September, period. Zoom calls, internet, non-internet, it doesn't matter. School starting. What I would highly suggest you start doing is prepping your kids. Start getting them up early now. This is the time to get them ready, because if school doesn't open up right away, you're going to be the one responsible for getting them back into the school program. That's not a first day of school picture anymore. It's not going to be putting them on a bus and sending them away and hoping the teachers deal with it. It's going to be on you to get that skill set built, figure out the new things. We have an entire month before that happens. Let's take that new skill set that we know we have to figure out and start implementing it into our lives. So when September comes, it doesn't hit us like a ton of bricks. We want to look at it going, hey, we have 30 days to start creating a habit of getting our kids ready for school. That means start getting them up early now. Start getting them to bed early now. So when you deal with little bit By the time it comes really important, you're not fighting this. It's a very easy process in either to get the kids back into school process. Take one day a week where you wake up early and have them do a worksheet. Have them read or watch an educational YouTube video. Have them start doing that kind of stuff as it's getting them used to what's coming in the next month to 2 months when the education realm is going to change into the new thing. And if the schools do open, great. You just prep them to go to school. No big deal, but it's very important that you want to start creating those habits. So as I started this off saying, what new skill set do we think we can need to learn to implement into the new successes of the new restrictions that are possibly coming? Or B, what can I do to start preparing myself? That's what we need to be looking at. What can you do differently? And this is it. This is a little step. If you have children that are supposed to be going to school, start preparing them because we have 30 days, which means you can easily deal with the small problems. That way you don't have to deal with the backlash of the kids going, oh, I don't want to get up. Oh, I don't want to go to school. You don't want to deal with that kind of stuff because it's going to piss you off. It's going to make you angry. It's going to stress you out. I can't get anything done. That's what's going to happen. So start developing your rules. Put a little workstation in your house where they have to go to it for the hour to 2 hours and increase slowly. So by the time September comes, you're prepped and ready. So this is what I'm going to end on is the simple questions of, what could you do differently to prepare yourself for what's the next step in the United States fight against COVID-19? And what new skill is something that you want to implement into your life for the process to achieve your goals? I would love to hear your feedback. Throw them in the comments below. Send me messages or text them. I don't really care. Just get them over to me. Let's keep this conversation going. Let's see how we can move people forward to achieve goals of success and happiness. Because remember, success is doing what you want, when you want, how you want, with whom you want, the way you want. And that's the key here, is to make sure you're doing exactly what makes you happy for the rest of your life. And you're not stressed out over dumb stuff that you don't have control over. Guys, thanks for always partaking in Stuck in a Truck. And I'll see you next week at 8:30.